Silverstone has hosted every British Grand Prix since 1987, but 2 years ago there was an announcement which sent shockwaves through the racing community. The British Grand Prix would be moved to Donington Park in Leicestershire. Former racing driver and commentator Tony Jardine has been working on Silverstone's redevelopment. Was there anger at the announcement when it was made?
Not particular anger. I think as far as the British Racing Drivers Club were concerned, they wanted to make sure that the British Grand Prix stayed in this country and that there was one, because there was a danger of Britain going off the calendar altogether.
£5 million has been spent here. The circuit's been refurbished and redesigned.
All this is now the start of the brand new section. Very, very fast sweep in. You can see the bikes coming through. Fast sweep past here, incredibly fast, I think, in a Grand Prix car or on a Grand Prix bike. Maybe 150, 160 miles an hour as they get through there, and they really start turning on the power.
Is it going to be much tougher, do you think, for the Grand Prix drivers?
I think it's going to be a real challenge, to be honest, but fast and flowing, which is what we want to keep in Silverstone, because it's renowned as one of the fastest Grand Prix circuits in the world. How important is motor racing and Grand Prix for British manufacturing, British business? Because so much of it happens here, doesn't it? It's huge, and I think Silverstone has a halo effect on the industry. I mean, the Mercedes Grand Prix team are just on the doorstep. Force India Grand Prix team are just on the doorstep. Mercedes Grand Prix engines are made just over there in Northampton. I mean, there's a list as long as your arm, so it's very, very important that we've retained the British Grand Prix.
Let's talk to a man who knows a thing or two about the racetracks. Damon Hill, former world champion, president of the British Racing Drivers Club. How important is Silverstone for motor racing fans?
Well, for motor racing fans, it's very, very important to have a Grand Prix in your own country, and so there's been a big battle to fulfil the criteria for hosting a Grand Prix, and that's why we're celebrating today, because this has been the result of a very long, hard battle to upgrade the facilities and provide a venue that is the best venue for drivers and for fans.
Did you worry, because it looked like Donington would be hosting the British Grand Prix, did you worry that was going to be the case for the foreseeable future?
Yeah, I mean, that's not a loss for the British race fan. A different venue is not necessarily a bad thing. But the important thing was to make it sustainable and make it realistic. And unfortunately, the Donington project was unrealistic, and it wasn't able to fulfil the things that were needed to be done. So we're back here at Silverstone, and I think that's a measure of the commitment that Silverstone has to Grand Prix racing. We want to provide the very best, but it has to be sustainable.
So, in a way, good has come from this, because presumably, as you say, the facilities have been upgraded, which, as you say, probably had to happen. What is going to be different for fans coming to the British Grand Prix this year from former years?
Well, the most obvious difference is going to be a completely different track layout. So we've reconfigured the shape of the circuit. This is the first year of a 2-year development plan. In another year's time, there'll be a completely different position for the start and finish line and the pit and paddock. So the centre of attention, the start and the finish, will all be down the other end of the circuit. We hope that it'll provide much better viewing facilities, greater capacity, and also more a thrill and a challenge for the drivers.